What's up, guys? Luke back again with another Gaming Week in Review podcast where we talk about the things that have interested us in the world of video games each and every week. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor by smashing that like button as well as subscribe with bell notifications turned on so you can catch me every time I post a new podcast. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves has been a game that's been out for a couple of years now, and it, I think, is one of the best kept secrets on the internet and just in gaming. And they just announced that they are going to be adding seasons and battle pass to their game. So we will now be able to experience a season sort of like battle royale games like Call of Duty and Apex Legends, Fortnite, games like that. But I think I like the way that they're doing. They're going to set this one up. They're going to have challenges that you can compete or complete to level up. That's kind of the typical thing that comes with these seasons. You'll be able to unlock something new with every level, still pretty standard. And there will also be a plunder pass that can be purchased separately. The thing that I like about this season, this sort of season and plunder pass / battle pass format is I don't feel like you're missing a whole lot if you just do the free version, which is just the regular season with the free content. It doesn't feel like you're lacking a whole lot if you don't buy the plunder pass, and I feel like that's really nice. The plunder pass does have some cool items and cosmetics that are exclusive to it, so that for the people that do like really love the game and they feel like they've gotten their money's worth and they want to invest in it more, the plunder pass is a great way that they can do that. But if you just want to go the free route, you're still getting cool goodies. You still have the challenges and things to complete. So it doesn't like feel like it's taking away from the game if you don't have the funds to buy it. So I think it's great for Sea of Thieves. I think it's an awesome way to keep their community engaged and involved on a weekly or monthly or quarterly basis, logging on, completing challenges, things like that. I think it's great for these online games. So I feel like more the merrier, as long as it's not a play-to-win situation, sort of like Cuisine Royale is. And don't get me wrong, I do love Cuisine Royale. If you haven't heard of it, it's sort of an offshoot of PUBG. And in that game, you have a battle pass where you have cosmetics, but the cosmetics like add different, stats to your character. And I just don't like the whole pay-to-play sort of aspect to that. So that's been a real like hindrance for me to go back and play it more, because some of the cosmetics I don't like. I don't want to put those on my character, but I feel like I have to if I want to get like XP boost or be able to get more loot out of certain slot machines. So, I don't know. I just don't like the pay to win sort of aspect, and I think a lot of people don't. So it does seem like all this stuff is cosmetic and it doesn't increase your XP or anything like that. So that's really good stuff for Sea of Thieves. Lord of the Rings, the game Gollem. It's Lord of the Rings Gollem is being delayed until 2022. This is not a huge surprise. A lot of games that were slated to be released in 2021 have recently been delayed, and Gollem is just another one. This one is a game that we still don't know a whole lot about. I couldn't find any gameplay trailers. All we really have to work off of right now is speculation and what the devs are saying, as well as some teaser trailers. And in the teaser trailer, it just basically is a hype machine. So it's not really like showing anything surrounding around the gameplay of the game. I assume that there's a lot of like platforming and stealth involved in this game. You're sneaking around. You're kind of a thief. You're kind of a shisty fellow, just like Gollem. Or Smeagol. So, there's not a lot to go off yet. I think they're right to push it out for a couple of reasons, obviously for development reasons, but also to kind of get more information about this game out with enough time to kind of set a pre-order and, you know, do the things that you would think they'd want to do with a Lord of the Rings IP. So we'll see, but it is going to be delayed until 2022. Speaking of delayed games, BioMutant finally received a release date. And if you don't know what BioMutant is, it's a detailed open world game with character creation and RPG elements. It's a game that has been in development for a very long time. It's a game that looks really good, in my opinion. The gameplay footage that they've shown off has been fantastic, and it looks like a pretty polished game. So I feel like this is a testament to THQ Nordic and in their ability to basically say it's done when it's done. And it's like I said, this one's been in development for a really long time. The developers have basically told, you know, news magazines and different outlets like it'll be done when it's done. And I think that's an amazing way to look at the development of your game, i.e. CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077. I know you guys are tired of hearing that name, but you know, they did it the wrong way, and I feel like THQ Nordic is doing it the right way. So I think this one's going to be a good game. I think it's an interesting game. You have this basically mutant creature like animal that you can basically create from the ground up and modify his abilities, modify his augments, and you're in this big, lush, beautiful open world where you're, I guess you're taken on sort of like, it's almost like a Horizon Zero Dawn sort of setting. So if you can kind of imagine that, and but it's kind of cutesy at the same time, kind of fun. I think it's looks really good, actually. I think it's going to be one to definitely check out. It will be coming out May 25th, 2021, so we got a couple months to wait, but not really that long. Also, for you guys, for your collectors out there, there is a collector's edition as well as a atomic edition for $400, and they come with statues and a bunch of different goodies. So if you're into collector's editions, go and snag that one up. It will be coming out very soon. Limited run news this week. Just like every other week, we have our limited run news, and we are going to start once again with Last Chance Games. The first Last Chance game is Monkey Island 30th Anniversary Anthology on the PC. This one we've talked about multiple times. Pre-orders will be closing on Sunday, January 31st, 2021. At 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So got a couple of days from the time you're seeing this recording to go and pick that one up. Also, we have a game that I actually just recently talked about, Fight and Rage. It's a Switch limited run game, obviously. Fight and Rage, and pre-orders on that one. So let me back up for a second. I'm going a little too fast, but this game is it's a sort of like a Streets of Rage versus Final Fight mashup. You know, it's a beat 'em up game. That's what it is. And the pre-orders on this one close on Sunday, January 31st as well at 11:59 p.m. So we got a couple of days on both of those to pick them up before they're gone for good. And that's going to do it for Last Chance Games. Now we have new this week, and this week we have a couple of games. First game is King of Fighters 2000. I feel like Limited Run does Night Trap releases and King of Fighters releases a lot. Like, I feel like they happen all the time. So we got another King of Fighters release. This is King of Fighters 2000. It's going to be a PS4 release only, and it'll have a standard edition at $34.99 and a collector's edition at $59.99. The collector's edition includes the game, a reversible cover, custom shock box by Fangamer, commemorative non-functioning mini Neo Geo cartridge, 4 art cards, a reversible 18x24 poster. This one is going to be, and if you guys don't know King of Fighters, look it up. It's a fighting game, a lot like Street Fighter. It's a great game. Terry Bogard, he's in Smash, so if you played as him, you know King of Fighters. At least you know Terry. This one's going to be a limited release, guys. So this is True Blue limited run release for the collector's edition, at least. I didn't check the other one. It's probably the same, and it's gonna be limited. The collector's edition will be limited to 2,500 copies, and pre-orders will go live Friday, January 29th, 2021. This game typically sits for a little while. It typically doesn't all sell out as soon as it gets launched, so you might have a chance on this one. But if you're seeing this video and you're interested in it, go right over, because I imagine we're gonna be dropping this video probably Friday afternoon, so just a heads up on that. But the next game is After Party for new this week. This game is a sort of night out simulator with humor in it. And by night out simulator, I mean you're out with your buddy. The story of it is basically you're out with your buddy, you're out drinking, you both die and you get sent to hell, and you have to basically convince the devil to send you back to Earth, or like make you undead. So it's got a lot of humor behind it. It's kind of goofy. I've heard from a couple of people around my little realm of influence that it's a good game. So definitely, if you're into it, you know what it is. Go check it out. We have a physical release now. It's going to be on PS4 and Switch. We'll have physical releases for both. It'll be a standard edition only, and this one is a 4-week pre-order, so no limited run, True Blue limited run. It's a pre-order sale, and it's going to be launching Friday, January 29th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Same time that King of Fighters goes live. And that's going to do it for limited run news this week. Now we're going to kind of move into more, bigger news, you can say. The game Medium released today, and it's on Game Pass, so for all Game Pass owners, you can go and download that and check it out right now. It's a psychological narrative horror with a couple with sort of a compelling story. And I actually got a chance to play this before I started filming, just to kind of get an idea of what the story was about. And the story so far, and granted, guys, I've only played it for about 20 minutes. I didn't have a ton of time to sink into it. So definitely look for some sort of follow-up to this a little bit later on when I get a chance to dig into it. But from what I played so far, this thing is right up my alley. I love story. I love horror now, survival horror, things like that. And I do like the gameplay mechanic of the ability to solve puzzles by going into the spirit realm and going into the physical here and now realm, going back and forth. And so far so good. I like it. Story is very compelling. I was playing it here. There was rustle and bustle going on in the store, and I was able to still sink into this story, and really I did like what I saw. Gameplay is a bit slow, so it's reminiscent a little bit of the old school Resident Evil games, where it's like sort of tank controls, but they're actually pretty well done. I mean, the tank controls on this game are well done. It's not confusing or backwards or anything like that. If I want to go forward, I go forward, left, right, up and down. So I do like how they're kind of putting tank controls back in it, because I feel like that gives the game more of a cinematic sort of sort of like a cinematic look to it, as you're even playing through it during gameplay. So I do like the choice. It's definitely different, and I don't know if everyone's gonna like that, but it is what it is, so you'll be able to figure that out right away. And then also, as far as the puzzle solving, stuff like that, from what I played, it is a bit of a slow game. It's not something that is is a really fast-paced thing. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of, listening to the main character talk and letting that story sort of unfold in front of you, and learning a little bit more about the main character, the person you're playing as. So that's from what I played. Like I said, look for a follow-up. Graphics are good. The graphics are good, but they're not great. I wouldn't say that the graphics are, control level or whatever, the top graphic game is these days. But they're good. They're not distracting. It does have ray tracing in it. There's a few parts in the game where you can really see reflections and like the way that light bounces off of things, stuff like that. It is kind of primitive, but it's definitely there. And then sound and music. The sound and the music in this game, from what I played, has been absolutely phenomenal. I love the sort of eerie sort of tunes that they play, as well as like the softer sort of sounds when there's narrative taking place and it's not super, action in certain points. So the composition, I think, is going to be fantastic as I play it more, and I'm really excited for that as well. But once again, I will follow up when I know a little bit more and I've gotten through this game at least halfway or even more. And that's going to do it for Medium. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Next big event is a carnival. So basically, the Animal Crossing is getting a new free update. It's going to be dropping on February 1st, and it's going to run until February 15th. So we got about 2 weeks to experience it. It's a new themed. It's going to have a lot of new stuff, including new themed furniture will be available at Nook's Cranny, and festival costumes will be available at Able Sisters, and Viva Festival Reaction Set, which includes Feelin' It, Let's Go, Viva, and Confetti, will also be available for purchase at Nook's Cranny. A new update coming. This new update is coming February 15th, as I already said, and there's going to be a lot of activities and things to collect. And then, so that's basically what's going to be on this new update. If you guys can't tell, I'm not an Animal Crosser, okay? I don't Animal Cross, all right? But I know you guys care about this news, so when I saw it, I was like, hey, dude, like the Animal Crossers that are out of things to do, they're kind of bored with the game now. They got new content to go and enjoy. So just forgive me for my sort of ignorance and my lack of vocabulary when it comes to Animal Crossing New Horizons, but they did finish the trailer with something that I kind of am stoked about. I mean, if I played Animal Crossing, I'd be stoked about it. They did say that there will be another free update following this one in March, and it seems as though it's going to be Mario themed. So definitely something to look forward to. Maybe you can get a Mario hat. Maybe, hey, bring back the old GameCube Animal Crossing days. Maybe get a little Super Nintendo with Super Mario World you can put in your house. I think there's a ton of things that they could do with a Mario event. So definitely something to look out for all you Animal Crossers. And finally, guys, I just wanted to give kind of a story / update. I know a lot of people are still trying to hunt down new consoles, and I actually had a whole story that I went over with on the podcast a few weeks ago when I got my beautiful Series X. It's over there. You can't see it, but it's looking at me and it is winking its beautiful eye. So when I got that, I had a kind of an interesting experience in a Walmart. There was only one on the shelf. There was a person that beat me to it. He got it, but as he was getting his, I asked the employee, hey, do you mind going in the back and seeing if there's more? Right after the transaction was done, he went in the back, came out with the Series X, and now I'm a Series X owner. I was thinking maybe I'd be able to do the same thing when games started coming out on PS5, and now we have Destruction All-Stars coming out, as well as Returnal is on its way, as well as the big ones that I'm looking forward to, Deathloop and Kenneth Burgess Spirits. Those are the big ones, and those are still a little bit down the road. So I wasn't like, oh, I need a PS5 right now, like I was with the Series X, but I was kind of thinking maybe I should start kind of checking retailers. So I went back to the same Walmart that I was at. Actually, first I called GameStop just to get some R&D. I knew it wasn't going to be like the like in your imagination, you call and they're like, yeah, we got 10 of them. Do you want me to hold one for you? And you ask them to hold it and you run down and grab it. And it's just a freaking, a fairy tale. No, I wasn't expecting that. I was just calling to get information. And what I heard was kind of disturbing. I talked to one of the employees over at my local GameStop, and they said, no, we don't have any in the store, and we haven't had any since Black Friday. Like, okay. Well, maybe GameStop's just not carrying them in the store. All right, that's fair enough. So I kind of went about my day, and I needed to go to the bank, so I stopped by the same Walmart that I got my Series X at. I go over there, of course, empty slot for PS5, empty slot for Series X. I already kind of expected it, they're really hard to get a hold of. So I went up to an employee and I said, hey, when I got my Series X, there just happened to be one in the back. Is there any way you guys could check for me and see if there's any PS5s in the back? And she said, no, I can't. Or not just I can't. She said, no, there's none back there, and there's likely to not be any back there for the next 5 months or so. And I'm like, oh, really? And she said, yeah, there was some riots and there's just too much hype behind it. So there was like too much stuff going on in the East Coast. So the corporate basically said, no more selling in stores. It's online only. And that just let the air right out of my sails, because I basically outlined in a few podcasts ago that I'm done with online, dude. I'm done with wasting my time, getting word that there's PS5s or Series X's going live on Walmart at 3 a.m. in the afternoon and waiting for 20 minutes because I don't want to miss my chance to get that new console, refreshing the page as soon as it turns 3 o'clock and finding out that no matter how fast I refresh, no matter how prepared I am with my card, in the system and all this stuff, that the bots just scoop it up. So how the hell are we how are the common folk supposed to get these systems? I really don't know anymore, guys. It's disappointing. It's sad, but it's a harsh reality right now. It seems like, from my perspective, the few places I've called around and touched base with, that a lot of these retailers, I guarantee you, a lot of these retailers are doing the same thing. Best Buy, Target, please let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it's all online right now, guys. There's too much hype around it, and that makes sense with COVID too. They don't want large gatherings, crowds around, the same small central location. People might get the Rona. So, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. It's a real shame. But hopefully in the next year, I can't believe I'm saying that, but hopefully in the next year we'll be able to get these consoles easily. I don't know. Maybe I need to check out that Creep Chief Notify again. I don't know. Creep Chief. So we'll have to see. That's my update, guys. I hope you guys have been able to get your systems. I'm still trying to find a PS5, so hopefully you guys got yours. I hope for better luck for you guys. Dude, comment of the week. It's the comment of the week. It's the comment of the week. And this week's comment of the week is from Wasim K, and this was on my podcast a few weeks ago, about a month and a half ago at this point, about Creep Chief Notify, and they basically commented, a simple comment says, I mean, it's kind of in the name, Creep Chief Notify. So I thought that was kind of funny, and Wasim, actually, first of all, thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it. But I have been kind of hit in that, because that video does really well even still today, because people are really interested in the topic. So I may revisit Crep Chief Notify and see if I can set aside some time and secure a PS5 or two. If I can, I'll let you guys know. I think it'd be great content, maybe even separate from the podcast, where I kind of walk everybody through sort of my experience with it, and if I can secure a PS5 with using it. Because I have actually gotten a lot of backlash from what I said in that previous video, of people that I think that are genuine, and they actually signed up and they were able to get a PS5, or they used the service for buying sneakers or buying other rare items that are limited. So, you know, maybe I check it out. Maybe I give it another shot and shine a new light on it, just with a new perspective and kind of new knowledge, knowing that I don't sign up for the UK version. What the heck? Sign up for the US version. Jump in the Discord and see what we get. But we'll have to see how that goes. But thank you so much, Wasm K, for your comment. I really appreciate it. But that's going to do it for this week's podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this content or got value out of it, do me a favor and smash that like button, as well as subscribe with bell notifications turned on so you can catch me every time I post a new podcast. But that's enough for me, guys. I want to hear from you now. Are you disappointed that Lord of the Rings Gollum got delayed, or were you not even thinking about it? Also, have you gotten a PS5 or an Xbox Series X? Have you gotten one at a retail location in the last, let's say, 2 weeks? Let me know in the comments. I think me and the rest of our audience would love to hear. But that's going to do it for me this week, guys. Luke from 8-Bit Plus, signing out. And I'll see you in the next one. God bless.